DJ Pro DJ Booth Setup. I'm DJ Spiegel Spin, and I'm going to show you. This was a custom DJ booth that I built. I used to work at a closets installation company, and we'd make custom closets, so I used extra material to make this DJ booth. I put this piece of wood behind where the iPad goes, so to work as an iPad stand, so it's nice and sturdy, so I could be playing with the knobs on the controller, then go right to the touchscreen. I put a shelf down here to hold my extra controllers and headphones and stuff like that. And this DJ booth works great for at home. Being a DJ, we have to be ready to hit the road and set up our DJ booth and do mobile DJ gigs, because that's how we get paid. So there's a couple of things to remember when you are purchasing material for your DJ booth. Number one, the most important thing is the height. So there's a couple of options to get to the correct height, because if you are standing at a table that is meant for sitting, then hello back pain, because hunched over, not only do you not look cool, but you're going to hurt your back. And if you're DJing for 3 to 5 hours, bending over like that is not going to be fun. So we want to be at standing height, bar height. So there's a couple of options to do this. Number one is, if you're buying a new table, they have tables, foldable tables. They fold into easy to carry. And then once they're set up, you could adjust the height to the height that is perfect for DJing. I'll leave a link to a great one from Amazon down below. And what if you already have a table? Now, if you already have a table, there's no need to spend the $100 or whatever to get a brand new table. What you could do is you could get what's called bed risers. So these are, it comes with 4 stands. Some are 6 inches, some are 8 inches. There's different heights. And then you put the table on top of these, and then you will be at the perfect height to DJ. I will leave a link down below for those. I forgot which YouTuber I learned this from, but once I learned that, it made everything so much easier. And now, let's say you show up to a gig at a bar or a restaurant, and you just have a regular table, and you don't have the risers, and you have no way to get your equipment to the correct height. What I've done in the past is a little trick. Go behind the restaurant by the kitchen, and they're going to stack these milk crates, because they get shipments in these milk crates, and then they put them outside for the people to take away and then to get more. So there will be 2 to 4 milk crates, and you could take those milk crates and put them on your table, and now you're at the perfect height. But just make sure you ask the restaurant or bar, because they might not be happy with you taking their milk crates. So now that we have our table at the correct height, we're going to want to make it look neat. So what you could do is go to the dollar store, go get a black sheet. It doesn't matter what kind. And then now you're going to put the black sheet over the table. So now you have a fully black DJ booth. And then you're going to set up your controller on top with your iPad. Make sure you're using a good iPad stand, or you have a way of your iPad being secure, because DJs are like rock stars, and when a rock star plays the guitar, they don't just go playing the guitar. What they boom, 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 and they slam on the guitar, and they really get into it. And that's the same thing we're going to do when we're DJing. We're going to be putting up the knobs, pressing stuff on the screen, and we want to have a stable surface so that we could use all of the great features that are on our touchscreen that we don't have on our controller. Now, another thing to have with your DJ booth is to make sure you have a backup plan. So there's a couple of ways to have a backup plan. One is just have your phone plugged into your speakers. So if your iPad dies, if the app crashes, you could either have DJ Pro on your phone, and then you could start mixing with DJ Pro on your phone, or you could have a pre-recorded mix. Let's say you have a 45-minute mix that you made, and you could play that, and then you'll have time to work on getting your main equipment going again. And another thing you could do is you could just have Spotify or have songs on YouTube ready to play, just make sure you're using the ad-free version. Now, another thing that I would highly recommend for 2022 is to have some type of a stream. So DJay Pro has video mode, and we should take advantage of this mode because not only can we DJ with songs, now we can DJ with music videos. So make sure that, I don't know if you can see it, I'm using my mic, but get a adapter that has an HDMI port so that you could plug your controller into the iPad, and then you could plug the HDMI cord into a TV or a projector, and now you have video with your set. And you could charge 20 to 30% more for your DJ gigs because you are now offering a whole nother element of video. Now, another thing that you want to make sure that you have on your DJ booth is some type of lighting. Now, you could get lighting very affordable on Amazon. You don't need anything crazy. You don't need DMX controllers or the craziest lights around, but it's a good idea to have some type of lighting in your DJ set because the lights encourage people to dance. People see the lights and then they'll want to dance. So make sure you have some type of lighting. It's not necessary if it's like a 50th birthday party or there's going to be older people, but you should include some type of lighting in your DJ booth. Now, another thing is a microphone. So now DJay Pro, if you go to the settings and you go to audio device setup, we now have access to control how we plug in a microphone. So even if your controller doesn't come with a microphone input and you don't have an external mixer with a microphone input, you could use a USB mic like the one I'm using to record this video. Just make sure when you purchase those adapters that the adapter has more than one USB ports. So you could put the controller into one USB, you could put the mic into one USB, and then you have HDMI. So another thing to keep in mind is to make sure that your setup is portable and that you could set it up and take it down by yourself. So you don't have to pay someone or you don't have to ask one of the customers or the guests to help you carry your stuff. And make sure your stuff fits in your car. I have a very small car. I have a Hyundai Kona. So I made sure that all my stuff could be folded up and put into my car so I don't have to rent a van or get another car or anything, and that would eat into the profits of doing gigs. Now you have to think about your speakers. When it comes to speakers, the most important thing obviously is it going to be loud enough? So the good rule of thumb that I've learned from a couple DJ books is you should have 5 watts per person if it's indoor, and maybe double that if it's outdoors because you'll lose bass from outdoors. People's bodies will absorb the bass, and the more people you have, you need to have higher power speakers. So just keep that in mind when you're booked to do a gig. If it's 100 people, just know that you need 5 watts per person and make sure you have enough power. A couple months ago, it was my grandma's 80th birthday, and I was DJing, and everyone's like, oh, you don't need anything that loud, just bring this JBL pulse speaker. And it was not loud enough. Nobody danced and nobody paid attention at all. So make sure that your speakers are loud enough and that they are at the correct height. So the DJ speakers and the stands usually will come together, but if they don't, you can get stands very affordable. And another thing to keep in mind is flexibility. So a lot of the new PA speakers offer Bluetooth. And they have batteries in them that could last anywhere from 10 hours to 24 hours to even longer. So you don't have to worry about power when you're booked to do a gig. You could do gigs on boats, you could do gigs in the woods, you could do gigs at parks, because now we have powered speakers that don't need to be plugged in, and we're DJing with our iPad. So maybe you could just bring like one of those chargers for the iPad so that the iPad doesn't die, and now you have the flexibility to book gigs that there's no power. So I hope this helped you guys get out there and start making money with your DJing. You don't need a lot of money to get started, and that we DJ with our iPads and with DJ Pro, there's so many new gigs that we could do because we don't need a whole truckload of equipment. So if you like learning about how to turn your DJ hobby into a side hustle, and you want to learn more about DJing with DJ Pro and the iPad and thinking out of the box when you DJ, subscribe to my channel and give this video a like. I make DJ videos every single day.